Hey guys, it's attorney Bianca Jordan from brazenlegal.com. Today's Q&A video is answering a question that I received about a denial. So the question was, what can you do if immigration denies your application because they think that you lied? So I think what happened here is that maybe you received a denial at your interview, and maybe the immigration officer denied your visa or immigration application due to fraud or misrepresentation. And basically, if this happens, the immigration officer is saying that you are inadmissible due to fraud or misrepresentation because you possibly lied or committed fraud or misrepresentation in connection with an application for an immigration benefit. So under the Immigration Nationality Act, which is the United States immigration laws, under that, if you are deemed inadmissible due to fraud or misrepresentation, it is essentially a permanent bar, meaning you can never come to the United States, you can never get a visa, a green card, etc. So this is a very serious allegation if this happens. And a common instance where I see this happen is that people might be trying to apply for a visitor's visa. And so on the application for the visitor's visa, they might say that they are married when in fact they're not. And they might do this because they think that if they can say that they're married, they might be more likely to receive a visitor's visa than not. And so they get the visitor's visa based on this lie that they said that they were married when they're not. And then they come to the United States, and then maybe they forget about that because maybe years pass, and then they marry somebody, and that person wants to petition for them to get a green card. And now on this application, they forget that they had previously said that they were married. And so on this current green card application, they say that they never were. And so when they get to the immigration interview, the immigration officer might ask you, have you ever been married before? And maybe you forgot that you said that you were before on the visitor's visa application. And so at this green card interview, you tell the officer, no, I've never been married. This is my first marriage. And now the immigration officer says, well, in this visa application that you submitted previously, you said that you were married, and now you're saying you've never been married. And so the immigration officer can decide at that point to stop the interview and deny your application based on fraud or misrepresentation. And again, if this happens, it's very serious because it's essentially a lifetime bar because this makes you inadmissible. The good news is that depending on what your benefit is, you might be able to apply for something that is called a waiver of inadmissibility. And that basically waives the lie because, again, this stays on your permanent record. It never goes away. So if you're applying for a non-immigrant visa, which is basically something that allows you to come to the United States on a temporary basis, such as a visitor's visa, there is a separate waiver application for that. There's a separate process for that. It's a little bit easier to get than if you need a waiver for an immigrant visa, such as a green card. And so if you are applying for a green card and it is denied based on fraud or misrepresentation, you will need a waiver of inadmissibility in order for you to be able to get that green card. And the waiver of inadmissibility for an immigrant visa, such as that is needed for a green card, is a more complicated process, and not everybody can qualify for that waiver. The only way that you can apply for this waiver is if you have a qualifying relative. And for the purposes of this waiver, a qualifying relative is only a U.S. citizen spouse or parent or a green card holding spouse or parent. In other words, you cannot use your children. And so it is very serious if this happens to you, but it is not necessarily permanent if you qualify for a waiver. You would just need to speak with an immigration attorney who could really analyze all of what happened to you, as well as even gauging if a misrepresentation really did occur. And that way you can work with the lawyer to figure out what your next steps are. I hope you found this video helpful. Please visit brazenlegal.com/contact if you'd like to learn more about me, my law firm, and how I can help you. Thanks for watching.